Okay, so the idea of piracy, is it theft or not? I believe that it is not theft. It can be, let's say, potentially immoral. It can be illegal in its own category, but by definition, it cannot be called theft at first glance. So what do I mean by this? So let's say there's an apple that somebody has, and that apple belongs to them, okay? I do not own that apple. Now, if I take the apple without their consent, something that belongs to them, and now it's in my possession, and I didn't get their consent from them, that is theft. Now, if I do ask for the permission and they say yes, and then I take it, then that's not theft. Now, let's look at it from like games or software or whatever you buy. But I'll still put it in the same context of an apple. So let's say that that person has the apple. That apple belongs to that person. I do not own it. However, they made a copy of that apple and gave it to me. That's not theft. However, the producer of that apple that individual bought it from, they are upset, and then they lobbied and whatever, and they made it so that it's illegal to make a copy and give it to somebody else. By technicality, that apple that, let's say, person A bought it from a producer, that apple belongs to them. And they were able to make a copy of it and give it to other people. I don't know what you would call it. I guess you can just straight up copying and distributing to friends and family, or just making it public, I guess. And yeah, considering the first example and the second example, I did get consent from them and I took it. So by definition, that's not consent. The only way where it would be theft is if I, like, let's say, took that apple and made a copy out of it without their consent, then that would be theft. That's my view on it anyway. So my argument, I mean, that's my argument, yeah. You can call it a new form of immorality. I don't know what you would call it, if a new term would be needed. But I guess the term we're using right now is piracy. And yeah, so piracy doesn't equal theft if consent is given when a copy and distribution happens. Which, yeah. So when we take it in the game scene, if a individual purchased a copy of a game, then they made those files publicly available to somebody else to download. So they gave consent for others to download. After that, the initial person bought it. That is not theft, however, that is called piracy. Yeah, I had a discussion with somebody about this, and I wanted to make a video about it. What do you think? I'm curious, like, if you heard, so anyone listening to this video, is my logic adding up? Is it not? What's your thoughts on it? So yeah. Yep. Where's the stop button? I lost my mouse.